I used to be in Toastmasters, and after this, I may need to go back. The best advice I ever heard was from a world champion speaker. It was to jump into content. So what's so unique about me? What qualifies me to present to you tonight? What's unique about me is that I have a degree in a stereotypical boy major, engineering, and a degree in a stereotypical girl major, education. How I came to achieve that is pure accident, and I want to share that with you tonight, my personal transformation story. I majored in industrial engineering. Those in the more popular majors tease us all the time, calling us imaginary engineers. They are so mean. As you can see, it's complicated compared to the other types of engineering. I'll spare you. Engineering didn't turn out to be all that it was cracked up to be once I got into the real world, so I wound up spending my career in market research. I had some success, but it could have been better if I had been more proactive with my career. My personal turning point came in April of '08 when I was laid off from my position at the St. Petersburg Times. I interviewed several times over the next 6 months, the last of which was what I considered to be my dream job with one of my dream companies. It came down to me and one other person for the job. When they chose the other person, I was never more disappointed. I had to do a self-exam at that point. Was God trying to tell me something? Or does the corporate world see me for who I really am? I decided to abandon my career in market research and go back to school. Now comes the fun part. So what am I going to do now? What do I want to be when I grow up? What do I want to be doing with my life when I'm in my 50s, 60s? Because I'm going to have to work that long. I really like this quote. Drawn from my past experiences, being a trainer sounded like the best fit. This came from my close relationship mentoring an intern at a previous job. Plus, I know I would have to teach adults because I'm not special enough to teach children. The educator bug first hit me when I volunteered for Hansen Atlanta in the 90s. I liked working with the kids. It was the best group of volunteers I ever met, especially this one volunteer who I had a serious crush on. Okay, focus. Get back on the script. Now I want to talk about movies that inspired me. The oldest movie on my list is To Serve with Love. The Sidney Poitier character went through the same path that I did in that he transformed himself from being a struggling engineer to a teacher. In Dangerous Minds, there was one scene that made me wish I could just jump into the movie and intervene. It's where the mother pulls her two boys out of school when she found out what they were reading. That's the major challenge, convincing both the at-risk kids and the parents that there's opportunity beyond the small world that they see. The Great Debaters is one of my favorite Denzel Washington movies. I'm comfortable with public speaking, especially when I know what I want to say, but debating would make me nervous to no end. I wish I could have learned those skills in high school. Stand and Deliver speaks to me because it deals with my favorite subject, math. There's a lot I could say about this movie, but in the interest of time, I'll say this. If you expect a lot from your students and really believe in them, you'll get both. Now to share more of what I've done. Another local opportunity I got to do recently is with a group called Math is My Friend. I found out about them through Hansen Atlanta. I work one-on-one with children in grades 4 to 8. And I'm basically there to reinforce what they learn in school that week in a fun way. Expanding my horizons, I've created online math and science lessons with an organization called E-Learning for Kids for the past 2 years. I was especially thrilled and blessed to create a probability lesson, something I wanted to do for some time. As you can see, there are a wide variety of subjects that they offer. Currently, I'm an e-learning developer specializing in technical skills training, but my professional goal is to work for a university to develop strategies to help at-risk students stay in school, cross the finish line, and ultimately graduate. I want to give a shout out to 3 special people who helped me tremendously on this path. First is Heather Ackman. She's a software trainer for a company called Train Signal. She also just happens to be one of my homegirls and a PechaKucha fan. She gave me my first freelance job in e-learning. Next is Dr. Kathy Hansen. She was one of my career coaches when I was trying to figure out what to do with my life. She saw the best and worst of me and still wants to be my friend. She's also the person who introduced me to the PechaKucha concept. She has her presentation posted on YouTube if you're interested. Finally, there's Dr. Joanne Whiteman. She was my program head in my specialization of career and technical education. Of all the professors I met in the 3 degrees I completed, she's the only one with whom I had a relationship. I interacted with her beyond what classes I needed or help on the concepts. As I close, I want all of you to ask yourselves, what is the most unique thing about yourself? And how are you sharing your special gifts and talents with your community, with the world? Love and peace.